Hi everyone, my name is Archie. I'm with Smart Wealth Management, and today we're going to be discussing the Best Buy credit card. I should say credit cards because there's actually three. In fact, I've had one for several years, actually, I think now several decades. In fact, here's my card. And today we're going to be talking about four topics. Number one, we're going to be talking about their rewards program and special financing. Number two, the possibilities of you getting approved for any one of the three cards that they have. Number three, the credit scores you're probably going to need to get into any one of those cards. And number four, rewards, whether or not you have a credit card or not. Well, last week, my staff presented me with a list, like they usually do, of upcoming possibilities for reviews that we're going to do. And I noticed on that list was Best Buy. So I'm not endorsing it. We are not getting paid by Best Buy, but I really like the company, so I jumped all over that idea. My staff usually says I spend too much time there, and if they can't find me, that's where I'm probably going to be. So I'm really happy that the chance came up that we get a chance to do this review on the Best Buy credit cards. Since I do have a lot of experience regarding Best Buy, stick around. I'm going to share some insider secrets, info, tips that are not only going to save you money, it's going to save you some time and aggravation. So stick around for that. Also, in the comments, I ask that you do two things for us. Number one, if you could please, any comments that you have on Best Buy and what I've talked about today, anything I forgot, anything like you'd like to talk about or discuss, if I forget anything, please put that in the comments. And also, we're a new channel, we're growing. I would really appreciate it if you could just write I subscribed in the comments. Remember, it doesn't cost you a penny, and it really does help us with the Google algorithm. So without further ado, like to say, on with the show. So number one, here's the My Best Buy Rewards program. For every dollar you spend at Best Buy, you get a half a point. Every point is worth 2 cents. So basically, you're getting a 1% reward on purchases made at Best Buy. Now, when you reach 250 points, which basically equals $5, you're going to get an automatic reward certificate from Best Buy, which you can only use at Best Buy on future purchases. Now, let's talk about rewards and reward certificates. Basically, they last 60 days. Now, you can set that longer. So if you don't use that money within that 60 days, you can set that a little longer, but it can run out. So try to set it a little longer if you can. Now, if you have the Best Buy credit card, doesn't matter which one, you can even set it longer so that you can get to higher amounts of money before it expires. Now we're going to talk about the rewards with a credit card. So Best Buy will give you 5% in rewards no matter what Best Buy credit card you qualify for. This will give you 3% on gas purchases, 2% on grocery purchases, 2% on dining purchases, and 1% everywhere else. Basically, that is accepted. Now, okay, when you apply for the Best Buy credit card, first thing you're going to be considered for is the no annual fee Best Buy Platinum Visa Platinum card. If you're not accepted for that, next one you're going to be qualified for or considered for is the Best Buy store card. Now there's no fee on this, but you can only use it at Best Buy. Then, if you're not considered for that, you may be considered for the Visa Gold card. Now this one has a $59 annual fee, unlike the other ones which have no annual fee. Now, this one can be used at Best Buy and anywhere that Visa is accepted, but again, it has a fee. All three Best Buy credit cards will give you instant approval and instant ability to use the day that you apply for the card, and usually you'd get 10% back in rewards, but right now until May 5th, they are offering a ridiculous, astounding 15% in rewards. Again, the day you get the card, the day you're approved. Unbelievable offer. That's worth taking advantage of. Now we're going to talk about special financing and how dangerous that actually can be. So you got to pay attention to the terms and conditions. If you make a larger purchase at Best Buy with your Best Buy credit card, you can forego the rewards and instead choose special 0% financing. Now, usually, depends on when you're actually viewing this video, usually you can get 0% interest rate on purchases of $299 or more from Best Buy. That offer may change over time. Now, this is actually known as deferred financing. This is the important part, which means that you have a specific period of time, 6 months, 12 months, maybe even more. I've seen actually 24 months come up on large purchases to pay the purchase off entirely. Now, if you don't pay every single penny off of the purchase during that period, you're going to be charged all the interest going back to the original purchase date, just as if you never did this in the first place, as if the 0% offer had never happened. Now, let's talk about approval odds. You can't tell for sure, but these are approximate requirements to get one of the credit cards. And by the way, we're talking about FICO. There's FICO and there's Vantage. We're going to be talking about FICO here. So if you've got a credit score of 650 or above, most likely you're going to be considered for the Best Buy Visa Platinum card. Now, if your card is closer, if your credit score is closer to the 650, or you're probably going to get a lower limit on your card. Next, if you have a credit score of 600 to 649, then you may be considered for the store card. Now, that's the one that can only be used at Best Buy. Now, anything below 600, as far as the credit score goes, may be considered for the Best Buy Gold Visa card. This is the one with a $59 fee. And it may be that you can be considered as low as 550, but again, this is not written in stone. Now, is it worth getting a Best Buy credit card? Well, first of all, we've done a few videos. Our stance here is we don't usually like the idea of a store credit card. There are a few examples. I believe in knowing Best Buy may be one of them. Now, I'm a little prejudiced only because I love going to Best Buy, electronics, home theater, cell phones, network equipment. I spend my life there. I love it. And I spend a lot of time, and I can get decent discounts, even more than normal, because I know most of the managers at the stores that I go to. So I guess I would say if you frequently go to Best Buy, even for small purchases, 5% reward on the Best Buy purchases can be very helpful. But if you've got a card that gives you a better deal, of course use that. Now, as far as Visa cards that offer higher percentages and percentage back, of Best Buy, for example, 3% on gas, 2% on groceries and dining, those percentages are decent, and you don't have to use other credit cards. However, if you have a better cashback offer or travel card, it may not make sense to use the Best Buy Visa card outside of Best Buy purchases. If you frequently shop at Best Buy, even for smaller purchases, 5% reward on Best Buy purchases can be beneficial. Ultimately, whether you use Best Buy credit card or not, it's worth depends on your current credit cards, your current credit score, what you got approved for, and where you usually shop. I almost forgot. The My Best Buy membership, even the standard one, gives you free shipping, and there's no minimum purchase. Now, for those of you that stuck around, I think it's going to find it's worth your while. I've got these insider facts, secret tips, unknown facts, in my experience, that I think it's going to really help you. Number one, to know the manager of the stores that you go to. That will really help. Store manager, if possible. Basically, they have the power and the discretion to give you a better deal than what's actually marked on the item. They can sometimes even give you employee price or manager price. That's my experience. Number two, another thing that's great about Best Buy is they have open box items. But the problem with open box items, if it's not marked on the box exactly what's wrong, exactly the condition, you really don't know what you're getting. You sometimes are getting a hefty discount, sometimes 10 or 20%. But in most cases, I wouldn't take the chance for me unless I knew exactly what it is. That's why it comes in handy to know the manager, because now the manager can actually find out really what happened with this particular item. For example, years ago, I was in the market for a large-scale TV, and because I know the manager, I happened to find out that they had an open box that just came back in. Turns out the Geek Squad tried to install it, wouldn't fit, took it back. Most of the things were still wrapped in plastic, so I knew it was a good deal, and I saved basically $1,000. Now, if I didn't know that manager, it's quite possible I wouldn't have got that deal, because on that box it said nothing other than return from customer. And when you're buying something that expensive, it's best not to take the chance, in my experience, unless you know more about it. Next, in buying things in different categories, they might not always know the manager in that category, but if you do know at least one manager or the store manager, they can refer you to someone in that department who can help you out and probably spend more time with you than they normally would. And now the last tip, that it's not going to help you as far as money goes, but as far as aggravation and time, this is a big deal. I'm sure as you call a big box store or Best Buy, you call and you get corporate. You do not get that individual store. You have to talk to corporate, get passed around from on the store tree from person to person. Well, if you get to know the manager, usually you can get the actual manager's store number or the number for actually his department. So you're talking right to someone there and not someone at the main office that may or may not help you as much. Number two, like for example in the Geek Squad, now you can go right to the Geek Squad, ask them questions, know how long it's going to be that you're going to have your equipment and so on. It's helped me tremendously just for that alone. In closing, please don't forget to say I subscribed in the comments. And if you found this interesting, please pass it on to someone else. And please, if you can, check the like icon. This would mean a world to us. It really helps us on that Google algorithm. So again, thank you very much. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video. That's a wrap.